Well, by now you should know that February is Heart Month, which really is the perfect time to get a heart checkup because you could have an issue that you're not aware of. And I think that's what most of us fear the most. Well, today we're learning more about coronary artery disease and what you need to know. I want you to welcome Dr. Morton Rinder. He's a cardiologist and medical director of the St. Luke's Heart Attack Program. And I will say that his sweater game is strong.
Thank you very much, Ken.
I like that. All right, what exactly is coronary artery disease?
So coronary artery disease is the buildup of plaque in the arteries that supply the heart muscle with blood and oxygen. So if you think about it like a stream, as the stream is flowing, sometimes debris accumulates on the banks. And as that plaque builds up in the artery gets smaller and smaller, and less blood is able to flow through the arteries to the heart muscle.
Sure, and constricts that area so that the blood flow can't get through it.
Exactly.
It's a lot like a river, like you. I love that. There are certain parts of the river that tend to clog more than others because of the way it bends or whatever, and that's what you're looking for, right?
Exactly. We're looking for that plaque buildup on the bends of the river, and as the plaque builds up, and that in the arteries, it's cholesterol, it's calcium, and other substances. As those substances build up and the arteries get smaller and smaller, that's when symptoms can occur.
So what are the symptoms then?
The symptoms of coronary artery disease are going to be chest discomfort. Sometimes we say pain, sometimes we say tightness, pressure. It can be a burning sensation. It can be in the chest. It can be in the jaw. It can be in the arm. So you have to be aware of those kinds of symptoms, and especially if you have those symptoms when you're doing something physical, when the heart is working harder. And so the heart needs that extra blood, but because of the constriction, it's not able to get that blood. So we tend to tell people, pay attention to those kind of symptoms, but then of course, women have more atypical symptoms. They can have more of a GI, like it feels like their stomach is turning over, or they get the symptoms maybe a little lower. Shortness of breath can be the symptoms. And unfortunately, sometimes the first symptoms are a heart attack, like during this crazy winter snow that we're gonna have, people shoveling, and the first thing they have is abrupt onset super chest pain, or they may even pass out.
And we heard earlier in the month that women sometimes get shoulder pain that can be a
sign.
A sign.
Exactly. Women can get back pain, shoulder pain, the same jaw or neck pain. But the really important thing to do is pay attention to when you get it, especially if you're getting it when you're exerting yourself or doing an activity, climbing stairs, carrying something. That's a sign that your heart is really suffering.
And of course, we always want to keep the line of communication open with our doctor, but there comes a time when, and I would think especially, well, if you have any history or family history, but there's an age that you should probably start looking to a cardiologist and moving in that direction, I would think.
That's exactly right. We have to pay attention to our risk factors: age, diabetes, smoking history, age greater than 45 or 50, your cholesterol, your blood pressure, all those things go in, and especially the family history. The genetics are playing a major role in the development of coronary artery disease now, as we're learning more about cholesterol and keeping our weight down and things like that. So people need to pay attention to these and see their doctor early, because there's a lot we can do to prevent this.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you being here today. To get in contact with St. Luke's Heart and Vascular Institute, give them a call, 314-205-6801, 314-205-6801, or find them on the web at stlukes-stl.com.